was pretty bad. But we'll talk about this one. So I've never been into Balisongs. This is my first experience I had with it, and I went and looked up videos on Balisongs and kind of just got a rough idea as far as what they're like, basic tricks, and I actually found that they're not as scary as I thought they would be. So even though I probably would still cut myself on a real one, it's less likely because there's kind of basics. There's a bite handle and a safe handle. So that was kind of interesting thing. So one of the first things that I was wondering about that when I was researching it was like, well, when I got it in, I was like, well, the bite handle's on the wrong side. So I asked Artisan about it because this is basically Artisan or CJRB, which is their budget line. China Zhang Ren Blade is the translation, I guess, for that, or the meaning for that name. It's like, so I asked them about it because I was like, well, this is supposed to be the safe handle, the one without the little lock on it. So this is supposed to be a safe handle, but then this is where the cutting edge would be. So I was like, well, why is that? And then, so I was like, okay, well, that's wrong. But, so if you actually go and look at this, this is actually their Kenetic Flip. So Artisan side has a Kenetic tool ranging from anywhere from like $59 all the way up to $149. This is the CJRB Kenetic Flip, and then the reason for that is because in the closed position, well, let's lock this so it doesn't open up on me, but in the closed position you can go and do that. And now you have your bottle opener. So you can be really cool at the barbecue, open up your drinks and everything else with this tool, but once you flip it open, so it does close down, it is a basically automatic flip. So once you actually open it up, then now everything's in the right place. So the safe handle is on the safe side of the blade, and then the bite handle has a little floppy on it. So now it's in the right orientation where as you're flipping it, you're really only working with one side of it, and then so you're not actually going to be touching this side of the blade, which is kind of an interesting thing. So once you actually can get a training tool, then you can kind of get used to it and everything, because I was kind of flipping around with it. I'm out of practice because I was actually kind of messing with it a lot. My kids were messing with it to try and get an idea of it, and then like I was even trying to do like more like actually throwing it in the air, and then a lot of times I would grab like the blade, and that would be bad if it was a real knife. But it's been a fun thing, and for this, for CJRB, which is going to be $39.95, MSRP about $53.12. It's actually pretty fun. So it actually might be something to pick up. So I would actually recommend it if you want to get into something as far as a basic Balisong. I know they have like some really cheap ones, some plastic ones and everything else, but if you're actually going to get into it, you might as well start with something that's metal before you just go and get some cheapy plastic ones. I've seen on videos where they have the plastic ones without the lock on it, so they're like putting like tape on like the safe handle to get a visual as far as what's the safe handle, but it's kind of like, why would you do that? Why don't you just go for something like this and pick it up? So really, it's kind of a fun little thing to do, and I couldn't put it down for a while, and obviously I'm not good, but that actually let me know that these are actually not as scary as I thought they would be. So a regular Balisong would be pretty decent for a knife to use if they weren't illegal in many places, but who knows, maybe I'll pick up like a Benchmade one just to have a fancy like kind of an origin type of knife as far as a Benchmade Balisong, but overall it's pretty cool. So this one is like 5.2 ounces, and then so some of the things that I was seeing on some of the videos is like kind of like if it has play on it. So I don't know if this is, so it does have some play on it. I'm trying to hold this little tabby. So for probably Balisong folks, that's probably something that they're not looking for. You can tighten down the screws for it, but it does also slow down the action on it, so they're not as free flowing. So that's something that maybe is not the best for that. And then the weight on it, Each of them, so I put each of them onto the scale, and like this one's like a 0.8 ounces, the blade one is about a 0.8 ounce, and then the safe handle is about 0.7 ounces. So it's almost an even weight for all of them, and then the rest of the weight would be in the center housing. So that's kind of a good balance. So it'd probably be ideal if it was a fully balanced, like all of them are 0.8 all the way around. But that's also a very novice idea, and I think that would be a good thing. But anybody that does balisong flipping or any of the trainers, let me know if that's actually something that's accurate as far as if that makes sense, or if that even matters as far as it being all the same weight, especially since you're holding that safe handle. It'll probably make a difference if you're like throwing it in the air. But that's what I thought about it. So would I pick this up? Yes, this is actually would be a buy. I don't think I would opt for the more expensive ones, but for 40 bucks, this is going to be something that would be really fun. So if there is something that you guys would recommend other than this for a beginner trainer balisong, then let me know, because I might pick that up instead of this, because I haven't ordered one yet. And I really, even though it's kind of a something to have, I don't use bottle openers very often. So that's where a bottle opener wouldn't really be a benefit to me, other than kind of if somebody needed one, I can go, okay, here's my bottle opener. So let me know in the comments down below for that. But that's about all I have to say about that one today.